all those remarks that were there, that were just given, I know, because I have stories that I want to tell, that we've got them, and we want them to come out, but there's a lot of love in this room, as you know, probably. So, we're going to collectively build for you what you have always said throughout your entire life, and that is that you want to make your mark. So we're gonna do that together. I want to help you see your mark. I'm gonna go to the state bag. What color should this bag be?
Green.
Green.
Right.
This bag. This is a new state bag.
That's a new state bag.
This is not the State Highway Commission issue
No.
that we work from, but we're going to work from this state bag. Take that. You hold that. I'm going to need that. So we wanted to actually think about hickory, because hickory has a lot of heat when it burns. Anybody ever seen Marvin Cavanaugh's Temper? Yes, this is how this works. This is how this works. Excellent. And hickory obviously is a powerful wood. A lot of reputation of hickory. Maybe a little knotty in there. But hickory's not the right wood, Pop. This is poplar. This is the fastest growing wood in the forest. And it was selected because of your growth and the way that you have helped others to grow. It also is one of the tallest, your height, the way that you command respect in the room, the way that you help others in their confidence. Also, this wood has a soft core. Marvin Cavanaugh has a soft core. He has a heart. It's tender. Phenomenal. So we picked poplar as the wood to work with here. So, what's this?
Railroad spike.
What do we use a railroad spike for? Corner, road, benchmark. So that is that benchmark that we go to, is that source. Somebody tell me what he would always say. Hit it like you.
Yeah, hit it like you live.
Hit it like you live. Come on, Randy, you would say that for sure. So, my brother here told me, pre-drill this to this thing. Jake, remember, I'm not the most mechanical. Anyway, the railroad spike, the benchmark, the starting point, the reference point that we go to. So in this, Dad, as I said, it's going to get a little warm. I have to talk about the fun first, because this actually was one of the things that came up, and it's been throughout your entire career that we feel every day, and everybody in this room that has worked with you, is about work being fun. It's always what you've said. It started, and somebody was talking about it earlier, but I go back to the picking beans. So we'd have a garden, and it'd be hot. Back to Jake talking about the heat and the ticks. And we had to pick beans. I didn't like picking beans. 5, 6 years old. But what did Dad do? He made it a race. Who can get through our row of beans the fastest? It was a competition. And what did we do when we had the beans back at home? We had to string the beans. So what was it? It was a competition. We counted out, Dad counted out every bean and put those beans in the bowl, and we had a race. Anybody out there been in the cut and line business? How much line can we get cut today? Everything was about fun. Everything was about fun.
Even when you get Yellow Jacket's nest.
Even when you get Yellow Jacket's nest, exactly. So a lot of fun in this, Dad, with everybody being here, but you have set that mark for so many in our careers of it being fun, which is phenomenal. All right, question number 1. Now, we don't want to drive too much further down in this, so we're gonna, when we come up, and that's the way it works, you're gonna pick the one, you're gonna kind of tap it. So we got it? That's our, kind of tap it there.
Tapping, not driving.
Tapping, not driving.
You just took everybody's tap.
That's right. All right, so here we go. If you have ever written a deed based on a Marvin Cavanaugh survey or counted on Pop's expert opinion, remember you only have one, so you've got to pick carefully. But if you have written a deed based on a Marvin Cavanaugh survey or counted on Pop's expert opinion, come on up and tap this. And if you are not choosing this one to tap on, just raise your hand so Dad can see who has written a deed or counted on Marvin Cavanaugh. There we go.
You get to tap
Perfect.
as many times
Perfect.
as you've done it.
Perfect.
Let me hold on to this.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Council. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Marvin and I had a whole series of boundary line disputes that he testified in. In fact, it's gotten so bad that I would refer to Marvin as a forensics. And he didn't mind being called that.
No, a word with pride.
So this next one has already come up this evening, and I didn't quite realize how impactful this one would be when the family worked together on these questions. So if you've been with Pop and you've caught up on or started the county, Danbury, or courthouse gossip, you need to come on up. And any that are, there we go. He's choosing not to come on this one. So yeah, there you go. There you go.
I have to do the post office.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, anybody? Okay. But you saw the hands. You see how this game's working here, Bob. Okay. All right. If you've ever sharpened a bush axe, cut a boundary line, or held a plumb bob with Bob.
I've actually done that.
Easy, easy.
Skate.
Yes, sir. Oh, look at that.
He taught me how to do all of those.
Absolutely. All right. If you've ever worked in the Danbury office with Pop.
I think most of the kids have done that.
Anybody want to use that one for your tap?
I will.
All right. That's it.
Oh, here comes a biggie.
All right. Okay.
I'm gonna have to use this one, Steve, but,
Come on.
you don't have a more accurate one for me.
All right.
That was, he was like a, grandpa to a little boy.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Wonderful. All right. This one may hit home here. If you've ever been sent home or fired by Dad, sent home or fired by Dad.
Time begins.
That's gonna bring all the kids in. Tonight that's gonna bring all the kids.
Where is Claire Marie? We fired Claire twice.
All of his daughters.
Oh, you never got fired.
I never got fired.
A later curfew and never got fired.
It never ends, does
You
it?
get fired for.
Oh, honey, how many times? A lot. Probably.
Well,
You think?
we were working for Marvin together
in the summer. One summer, he hired both of us, high school, at the same time. That's his first mistake. And we were working with Jake Oakley over here, who made us laugh every day. Something came out of his mouth that made us laugh every day. So when we start laughing together, we can't stop. And Marvin got so angry.
And the
because
angrier he got, the more wild.
harder we He was so mad.
And
We weren't getting
he
anything done.
Yeah.
So finally, he just says, "You're fired." But neither one of us were old enough to drive.
You're fired, now go get in the car and get it crank it up.
All right. Anybody ever primed tobacco with Dad? All right, so I'm gonna, and we'll have taps on this one too, but I gotta give a little story. So, because Dad farmed with Uncle Kirby way back when,
Talking about the horse.
that's coming. It'll be quick. I'll make this quick. We decided we're gonna grow tobacco, and on a piece of land that looks like this. Anyway, great experience. It's why I'm an engineer.
And not a farmer.
Everybody went to college.
Anybody want to use the tobacco for the tap? All right. Well, you saw the hands. Okay. All right. How about her dad preach a sermon, officiate a wedding, or break out in song? Anybody want to use that one for your tap? Here we go. All right. How about being helped onto a horse by Pop?
Only horse I've ever been on.
Only one I've ever fallen off of.
I mean, how else was I gonna get up there?
All right. How about been to the beach with Dad? Yeah.
All right, I gotta add a little something.
There we go.
I gotta add a little something. I'm Marvin and Nancy's son-in-law, married to Lori, and I first met Lori in like 1987, and you know, they always went to the beach, always went to the top. So I grew up, we didn't go to the beach for vacation, so I had no idea what to expect. But I must say the times at the beach with Marvin and Nancy and all these guys have been so wonderful over the years. We've had so much conversation, playing cards, mixing Mellow Yellow and Southern Comfort, and anything else, Bailey's, fishing, playing in the ocean.
More Southern Comfort.
Right. My two sons always have memories of going to the beach, playing in the ocean. But I just appreciate all that.
Awesome.
Agree. All right. How about stood shoulder to shoulder, protecting our land for soil and water conservation? All right. How about canoeing with Dad and living to tell about it?
October and about 45 degrees and you turn us over.
Our boys actually lived through one with.
Oh,
I'm surprised that you didn't kill them, but yeah.
He tried to.
He did try to. I think they ran.
I worked on them hard.
I think they ran from you.
We did the same thing. We waited, we didn't canoe normal. We waited for a storm. Then we went canoeing. And guess who fell out? And Wayne wouldn't get out, he wouldn't get out so I could turn it over into the water. Marvin and Nancy was beside us. They didn't turn over. Oh God, that was I'm glad we lived to tell about it.
Hey, what's a canoe?
Yeah.
He never bought us no canoe when we surveyed all those creeks.
No.
What about the dikes we built in Mount Airy?
Oh, I remember
They had that river around it.
No.
Give me a life jacket, please.
Yes. Yeah.
We used to go to Blue Creek a whole lot,
Uh-huh.
to the lake. And Les and I were gonna get some gas. I was supposed to do the high salt or whatever. So I did the typical, I put my foot and on the boat here, and I'm like, and I go in the water. I got soaking wet. We go back to our pier, or back to our place. Who is standing there? It's been a long time ago, but he was going to tell me of the death of my family. I am soaking wet. I just almost died having to tell him what was wrong. My clothes dripping, I told him, but it's awful.
How about this one? Carried a rescued and healed sea turtle named Kavanaugh to the ocean. You there? Oh, there we go.
Marvin, you do realize that sea turtle peed in my vehicle, right?
I tried to get him to hold it.
300-pound turtle peed in the vehicle. I took it to 3 detailers and they couldn't get it. I had to sell the car.
All right, how about this one? Been knee deep on a hog farm with Dad.
You know, that word's in, not on.
I'm not sure if knee deep is high enough. Arm's length.
You've been shoulder deep
Waist deep.
Oh,
I actually have the privilege of, I believe, having 3 different species of animal manure on me with Marvin.
Poor Pop. That's a shame.
It is. Life's good.
All right, how about hearing one of Pop's stories? At least one.
Yeah, that's a big old tap for me. They are guiding stories, though. They're ones that we keep with us.
Oh, don't try to retract it now. Can I knock him over?
Yes, absolutely. That's it. Perfect. Perfect. All right.
That's the way we did it at his Christmas party.
That's right. We did. Yeah. Many of us have come to Pop for advice. And if you have been personally helped through a crisis, or had one or many of his counseling sessions?
What about unsolicited counseling?
We're all standing down. We're all standing.
Let me tell you how it is.
I was worried about that one.
There were several other ones that we had and we talked about putting on, but it's hopefully a good little feeling of understanding how you have touched so many lives, Pop. How you've made your mark in the lives, not just the careers and the professional growth, but I mean the deep-rooted lives, for sure. For all of us that have been touched by my pop, Marvin Cavanaugh, let's stand. There's one thing left to do.
Copy, put a ribbon on.
Come ahead.
Feel a little sad right there.
Didn't get the hole quite big enough, did I?
Might ought to drill it, didn't it? Lord, folks, words cannot describe how I feel inside. And I promised myself, Nancy's gonna kill me, but I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional because of a book that I read long years ago by Ann River Sidney, said that old people wasn't good for anything except crying and passing gas. And I promised I wouldn't get teared up. And I'm definitely not going to do that. This community, my being here, I owe to one special person in my life, and I'm going to try not. His daughter's here with us tonight. Mr. Marshall, to a point of almost hounding me, I need you in Stokes County. And he knew I was just grumbling with the state. Tom and I have shared many a story about state government. They didn't know how to appreciate professionals. They knew more about having to do it exactly they wanted it. And I was having trouble understanding they were boss. Because all the time I thought I was boss. Mr. Marshall called me and I was doing some survey for him and he told me, he said, I'll fix that office underneath mine just to your liking if you will just come. So one day in June, 1st of June of 1974, I called him and I said, I believe it's time. And he said, well, I need to get in a hurry. I said, yes, sir, you do, because I'm coming. And on June the 26th, I rolled into the town of Danbury. I'd been to Danbury before, back in the 60s, because I worked for DOT when we built US 52. I did all the condemnation surveys out on 52 back in those days. If anybody had told me, I went to Dobson first, and I thought that was the end of the world. Then I came to Danbury. I was running well back there. I was going to walk out the back end of the courthouse and fall off. But I came to Danbury, and Mr. Marshall, not knowing a recession was coming, but he was telling me that he could furnish this much work, and so we opened up the doors. We hired Dean in July, and we kept going. And then all of a sudden, we run out of work. Recession it is. So I got to experience a recession. But Mr. Marshall was there to keep me bolstered and propped up, and we kept climbing. And as time moved on, I met a gentleman I had met before. I knew about him, and he was here with us tonight. And Mr. Willis Overby was assistant superintendent of schools at that time, back in 1977. And he called me on the phone and said, I need a survey done at Chestnut Grove. We're going to build a school there. And I thought I knew everything that was going on in the county. And I hadn't heard anything about a school. And he said, I need a survey, and I need it quick. I said, well, Mr. Overby, I will put together a proposal and give you an idea of what it's going to cost. He said, I didn't ask you that. He said, I asked you to give me a survey, and when can you start? I said, Monday morning. And we had a long and lasting relationship with the school board, doing the surveys that they needed. And it was folks like that all around, everywhere we went, that every time you thought you was going to run out of work, somebody needed a job. And you just kept perpetuating yourself till we survived all these years. So many people to thank. All you guys that worked for me, or worked with me, or put up with me, or worked around me, or was married to those that worked with me. If you were married to them, my sympathy up to you. My son-in-laws. Not the family's discounted. I have to be real careful. She keeps tabs on me. Lots of things, and I loved what I was doing, where I was, and this is back to the fun. I have notes. You know Marvin would have some notes. I opened with the first thing I had, and I even jumped ahead of it. Wow. Wow is the best thing I can say about tonight. What a night. A tribute that I'm glad that I got, not sure I deserve, but I am certainly glad that y'all felt fit to do that and to share this as part of my life. I started putting my time together, and I've told a few that's in the room, but I didn't realize. I've never paid a whole lot of attention to it, how long I've been at this stuff. Steve's grandmother told me about an ad she'd seen in the paper. They were needing a rodman. I had a job already lined up driving a truck because I was a good truck driver, and I had been driving for years, and even without a license sometimes. But she said, they got an opening for a rodman. And I said, what's that? She said, you need to go down and interview for this job. So I went over to the local motel and interviewed for the job, and they hired me. I think they hired me because I was big, strong, and didn't mind work because Mom and Daddy taught me how to work. And so I became a rodman, working for John A. Edwards out of Raleigh, at Camp Lejeune, of all places, in 1959. That makes it 60 years that I've been doing this stuff. And you know what? I've loved every minute of it. There's days I didn't love it, but I got over it and meant to love it again. I've loved every minute of it, what we've done. The people, just tonight, you see the people that we met. This tonight puts the icing on that 60-year career. I thank each and every one of you for being here. I thank those people who saw fit to trust in me and have faith enough in me to give me opportunities that I would not have given me, and to start folks out. And that's what made me so inclined to help our youth. Our youth in Danbury, there's not a lot of employment in Danbury, and our kids need a place to work. And if they'd come to me and work, by golly, they'd get paid. And there's one person not with us tonight, and that's my fault. I'll tell a little story. Had a young man's mother for those around Danbury will know it, is Madison Taylor. Madison would run away from home and hide from his mom and daddy so he wouldn't have to work. So his mother came down the hill, my office is down the hill there, said, I want you to hire Madison. I said, I can't, he won't work. She said, that's why I want you to hire him. She said, I know that you will make him work. I said, well, Miss Taylor, he doesn't have real good eyesight and you need that in what I'm doing. She said, I want you to teach him to work. Will you take the chance on him and teach him to work? And I did. He worked all summer with me, and the poor boy's eyesight was so bad he'd have to get on his hands and knees to find that backside nail and stand up and then hold his plumb bob up, but I never busted an ankle all summer. He could hone in on it and put that sight where it was. A few years ago, he posted something about growing up in the little town of Danbury. Made me think of all of you guys that we've been involved with. And they were talking about whole small towns and this, that, and the other. So he posted something about growing up in Danbury. And one of the best tributes I've ever had, I posted to him, I said, Bad Dog, that was his nickname back in those days. Bad Dog, what about the summer you surveyed? He wrote back and he said, you know, that was the hottest, nastiest work. I have ticks. You've never seen such a mess. He said, but the most fun job I've ever had. And it doesn't get much better than that. It was awesome, awesome fun. It's been fun with you all. It's been fun with my family and my friends and the children of my friends. I'm the one that's blessed. I've had the opportunity to reach out and touch each and every one of y'all. And y'all have shared that love and accepted me. Time or two, maybe you didn't even want to, but you accepted me anyway. So I'm real, real proud of that. I'm going to close my conversation because so far I have not got tearful. I thank every one of you for being here, for being a part of my life here in town and in Danbury and in surveying. I thank my family. My family has worked hard to put this together, and I feel the love. I'll close with one thing. Dean, this will be good for you, the rest of the people in the surveying world. This was posted by a retired and now deceased old surveyor down in Siler City, Randolph County, down in that area, Hal Siler, and I give him the tribute for it. The land surveyor. That's what I am. To the land surveyor, here's a well-deserved toast. Jack of all trades and a master of most. He walks his hills like a golfer and wears his shoes to a nub, but he has a transit in his golf bag and a bush axe for a club. Calibrated eyeballs and a computer for a mind. His nose will find a corner and sniff out a line. He's a diplomat, executive, mathematician, draftsman, lawyer, and a research technician. He's an athlete, he's a foreman, a detective, and teacher, with the peacemaking skills of a holiness preacher. He's a forester, psychologist, historian, informer. Not stepping on anybody's toes. Judge, jury, or a miracle performer. He has the patience of Job and the wisdom of Paul. Get a 10,000th closure on a deed with no cause. The stamina of a horse who cannot be lazy. The only way you can make it is be a little bit crazy. Thank you all.
I'm going to hand this to Nancy.
Yeah.
And that's a little gift from your family, your Kavanaugh family. An appreciation for all that you guys have meant, and Dad, your career and all those lives you touched. So.
Is it Cruz?
Oh.
It is. Woo.
That's too much, guys. But I'm not giving it back.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, everybody, for participating and the comments and showing up and being here for Dad tonight. We did not cut this Carolina blue. I have no idea why that's Carolina blue.
It's supposed to be gunmetal.
It's gunmetal.
Gunmetal blue. There you go. Thank you. I needed to hear that. We have a great cake in here, and there's tons of food as well. That if you can take a plate, so we're not wasting it, do take that home. Stick around for a while, but you ultimately can't stay here. So
At some point you gotta leave.
At some point you gotta leave. But again, thanks to everybody for showing up. For sure.